Hey YouTube, this is The Unexpected Wonder, and I'm here, y'all, with a Magi review. It is this time the section 35 to 40 of the chapters of the manga. Let's go. Now this section was definitely just an explanation section. Okay, that's all it pretty much was. You know, it wasn't so much focused on story progression. It was about plot progression, in a way. But you'll understand. Alright, so we starting here with oh, my bad. I keep saying too many chapters. This chapter's 36 through 40. My goodness. I keep adding the extra chapter that I finished off. Alright, chapter 36. Chapter 36, what do we see? It's a transition of Alibaba being just epic. Just being in boss mode. He brings out Amon, and what we find the ability of Amon? Fire. Amon, the Fire Djinn. Yeah, that's just, yeah. We don't need to really talk about how epically cool that is. And fitting for Aladdin to have a Fire Genie. Just saying. So, anyways, Aladdin helps his Fog Troupe escape from where Aladdin, Morgiana, and Jafar are. So what we see in the next scene is the next day, Sinbad and Jafar having a talk, and they're talking about what happened last night. And Sinbad's like, yo, I'm shocked about how, you know, there's a dungeon capturer up in the mix of this thieving group. And Jafar's like, yeah, and they have magical tools, and they have a metal vessel. And they're continuing to talk. And hold on one second, I'm trying to remember how this goes down. Oh yeah. And having discussion more and more about the state of affairs of, you know, just the state of affairs of everything. And then we switch over to Kashim and Alibaba. And Alibaba and Kashim. Oh no! Before we switch in that's why I forgot about the middle scene. That was kind of cool. What do we see here? The three SML brothers, the robbing brothers. Right between the scenes of Sinbad and Jafar and Alibaba and Kashim, we see the three thieving brothers. And what do they do, which was kind of cool? They save a female from getting raped. Okay, and then, but we still see that they're not good guys, so to say. I mean, they buried Sinbad's treasure, and the only reason the sort of boss dude is like, yo, the only reason we're not getting we haven't traded him in is because this money is practically worthless. So that's the first glimpse of, you know, we see the totality of the situation of the country of Baobab. And he's like, let's just bury it here. You know, once all this trouble settles down, we'll get the hell out of the Baobab and off to somewhere and get rich. And then as soon as they're saying that, the Fog Troupe shows up, and it ain't just a few of them. They deep. They supporting Alibaba. And these guys, the three brothers, are like, what are we gonna do? And Alibaba's like, oh no, the three cadres, including Kashim, are like, yo, you know, it's always cool if y'all joined us. And Alibaba's like, yeah, come on, just join us. And of course the three brothers are like, yeah, we'd be stupid not to join these guys. Of course we're gonna join you. But the boss dude, he's like whispering to himself, idiot. He's like, yeah, wants an opportunity to get him. Talking about Alibaba. We know that's not gonna happen. Come on. So, you know, there's that talk, and then, like I said, Alibaba and Kashim talk, and we get a little interaction. Apparently, Alibaba and Kashim are very close, and, you know, Kashim's like, yo, Alibaba, you need to get your head on straight. you're the leader. And Alibaba was about to say, yo, but I didn't want to be the leader. But some kids from the slum, some poor kids interrupt their discussion, and then we see Alibaba by himself, and even though he's a man, after these 6 months, just like Aladdin, they both become men. Okay, even though Alibaba, both of them are still young, they have a man's mindset. And so Alibaba is torn up over how he dissed Aladdin and everything. He still wants to be with Aladdin, but he still feels responsible for his people in Balbad. And so he's torn up and everything. He's thinking about it. He don't know what to do. So he's like, all right, let me catch some Z's. I'm going to sleep it off. And what do we see? A funny moment. Morgiana. Just doing what Morgiana does. Comes from the ceiling, takes it. Alibaba's like, yo, you, no, I'm not, Morgiana's like, yo, you're talking to Aladdin. And Alibaba's like, I'm not talking to him. No, not talking to him. And so Morgiana like, she ain't taking no for an. She's like, nah, you're talking to him. So she snatches up and then go on ahead and head out the window. Chapter 37. Chapter 37, what we see here is more Sinbad and Jafar talking in their room, and Sinbad is just appalled at the current state of the country. He's king, but he's a good king, and he's like, and Jafar's telling him how the people view the Fog Troupe and how hard it's gonna be to get things done. And Sinbad again dropping the philosophical thing. He's like, wow, this is a really chaotic time in this country, because the people have to look up to a thief as their hero. He's referring to Alibaba. And Jafar's like, yeah, our main problem is defeating the Fog Troupe, but they have magical items, so we kind of screwed right now. And since Sinbad doesn't have his, he's like, where's Aladdin at, yo? And Jafar tells him, Aladdin's still up in his room. He's very dejected because of the whole situation between him and Alibaba, since they're such close friends. And Aladdin's, he's handling this quite well. He's thinking about the future and what he do. He's he seems just disappointed that Alibaba, has turned out this way. But, he's like, it is what it is. Fate will decide what fate decides. But he actually is legitimately depressed. Like, his body is weak. And not just from hunger. His body's weak. He can't move it. And all of a sudden, boom! Morgiana throws Alibaba up in the room. So Alibaba and him and Aladdin are like, they share the niceties and they share the small talk. Morgiana ain't having it. She's like, yo, you, Alibaba, get to what the hell you need to say. Okay? We ain't playing. We ain't got time for this. Aladdin came all this way to see you. Talk. And Alibaba's just taking it. He ain't saying nothing. And then Morgiana just flips out on him. She is pissed. She's enraged. She's like, yo, what you and your thieving friends, your Fog Troupe are doing is you're making refugees and you're hurting the people. Though you're trying to help the poor people, you're still hurting the people. And Alibaba's still not responding. And he's like, yo, I got my reasons and everything, but she ain't hearing it. And then Aladdin, cool, calm, and collected. He's like, yo, Morgiana, slow your roll, calm it down, dumb it down a few notches. It's all good. Let's talk about good things. I mean, we just met, yo. We just reunited. Come on now. Come on, girl. And so, Aladdin, he tells Alibaba and Morgiana all about his travels and everything from the Kugu clan. After the dungeon was captured, all with the Kugu clan the last 6 months, and blah, blah, blah. And then Aladdin just calmly asks, so, Alibaba, man, what happened? Why are you with these thieves? And then Alibaba's like, yo, remember what I told you 7 years about the dungeon? And so then we move into chapter 38, and it's pretty much just backstory. We learn about Alibaba's past. He grew up in the slums. His mom was a whore, a harlot, literal prostitute, but she was a good mom. And Kashim was best friend of Alibaba. They fought and everything, but Kashim was a thief. He grew up with a bad dad, like a bad dad. We don't know what happened to his mom, him and his sister, and so his pops left or whatever, and his Alibaba's mom, she adopted both Kashim and his sister, and so they lived together and everything. and she eventually dies. And then Alibaba, Kashim, and Kashim's sister are living out on their own. And eventually, the king of Baobad finds Alibaba because apparently he slept with Alibaba's mom while she was a maid back at the palace. I guess it's before her days as a prostitute. And he takes responsibility, takes him back to the palace, and Alibaba's palace life sucks. It sucks badly. But eventually he gets respect after 3 years, and he travels out on his own. And who does he run into? Kashim. Fate again. So, chapter 39, Kashim and Alibaba, they hang out. Kashim gets Alibaba drunk. Alibaba is too loose-lipped, and this is really just tell the short synopsis of the chapter. He's talked about, they talk about what's going on, good old times, and Alibaba let slip that he made tunnels to Kashim. Now, he wasn't stupid enough to say that where the tunnels were, where the walls were weak at, but he needed to tell Kashim that Kashim is master thief. Kashim can figure things out. So, but afterwards, Alibaba really didn't think anything of it. He goes back to the palace and he's chilling. He's in high spirits now. He met his homeboy from back in the day. You know how when you meet your homies. So, anyways, he's living it up. And then Alibaba's dad, the king of Baobad, he gets sick and he's ready to die. And I believe he does die. And pretty much very soon after, Kashim with his Fog Troupe show up. And they break into the palace through the tunnels, and they set the palace ablaze, as well as knock out Alibaba. Alibaba eventually, how does it go? Between chapter 39 and chapter 40, Alibaba tells the story of how he leaves. I'm trying to remember. It might have been chapter 39. I'm trying not to get myself confused. Chapter 9. Alibaba leaves Baobad, and then he goes and he travels, he makes a living, and eventually he meets Aladdin, and like you said, and then the rest is history. Then he comes back to Baobad, okay, in search of Aladdin, but also because it still weighs heavy on his heart what happened with his people, okay, what happened with Baobad. And so he returns, and who does he run into? Of course, fate intervenes. Kashim. Oh, no. He sees, my bad. The city is in such a bad situation. I believe this is in chapter 40. The city is in such a bad situation that Alibaba is like, he seeks out and he finds Kashim, and then Kashim breaks it down to him, why he did what he did. And Morgiana was pissed, Kashim, because Kashim seemed like he screwed over Alibaba, but Alibaba's like, no. And then he explains, the poverty situation, and then the totality of the situation. And both Aladdin and Morgiana are understanding. And then Alibaba just flips. Alibaba just flips out, and he's like, he's really facing a moral dilemma, because he's like, yo, I don't want to thieve, but I gotta help my people at the same time. So I'm put into a fix. And being a man, he's like, Aladdin, Morgiana, I can't be having you, Aladdin Moore, can't be having y'all involved in this country's business. It's not your business. And then Aladdin, just his wisdom, knocks him on the head. It's like an old elder dude. It's like he knocks him on the head and he's like, dude, you just don't get it. Oh no, but before that, he asked him a question. He's like, Alibaba, yo, you know about what happens if all your planning ain't going right with the king and everything? And Alibaba's like, I know all this. I know, but I got these problems. And like I said, Aladdin knocks him on the head. He's like, yo, dumb head, get your act together. We here. Myself, Ugu-kun, Moore, and myself will help you take care of the situation. What you think friends for, boy? What you fool? And so they cool, and it's like, and Alibaba's, delighted and all that. And he's like, thank you, man. Such a thankful face. And then all of a sudden, who busts in? Kashim. All grinning. He's like, I come to save you, mate. He's like, yeah, comrade. We good now. Let's go. And so, all three, Aladdin, Alibaba, and Morgiana, are shocked. And that's the review. Have a beautiful day.